Well, as you can see, we have shifted gears. I've been waiting for the absolute perfect opportunity to try this experiment out. And no, I'm not talking about the train whistle. Been waiting for a day that was heavily overcast so I could turn on the IR filters in the daytime.
Without the rain.
Without the rain, yeah. Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot, everybody. Great to see you today. Hope everyone had a wonderful Mother's Day. Well, I told you during the Bigfoot Life video that it might take me a few extra days to get up and running again after the new computer system arrived. And I think we finally got it all squared away and all the stuff transferred from one to another and got it up and running. The thing is absolutely fantastic. The only thing I can compare it to is climbing into the seat of a Hemi-Cuda and doing a 10.5 second quarter mile after you've been riding around on a tricycle with flat tires. Got something else that showed up this past week that was kind of cool, and I want to share that with you. Got a walking stick that arrived in the mail, and the fellow that sent this to me is Gary Balsamo. I hope I said that right, Balsamo. But it's got the Bigfoot images on it. And up here at the top, it's got my initial up on top of it. But I thought that was pretty cool. That'll come in handy for pushing some of these little copperheads away, or if we're hiking around up on the slopes and hills to keep a little better balance. But he makes these and he offers them to people that are interested, so I'll put his email in the description box if you want to contact him about that. So we're going to get on with the walk today, go check out Junior's log and see what's happened over there and get the rest of these trees filled up. So come on along and let's go. Well, all this looks pretty well cleaned out. I see that peanut butter jar laying there now with the lid on it. It was laying over there, had the football stuck halfway out. Now the football's still in it.
You just toying.
That's just his little stash.
You just playing.
Moon pie wrapper. See the combos bag, it's empty.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Aw.
3 little.
Pieces of quartz, it looks like.
That's cool.
I guess that's for Jackson.
Bag laying up there on top of the stump. That's about all I'm seeing.
Yeah.
No, wait. That thing that was it was laying on the ground where we're standing the last time. Now it's leaned up against there.
Sure is. Alright.
Well, let's get this fixed up and we'll be right back. Alright, so there's the lunch counter for today. We've got left to right. It's got trail mix and granola bars and cereal, root beer candy, a big bag of peanuts, 2 cans of sardines, a smoked sausage, some of those little sausages, 3 apples and a jar of peanut butter, Chex Mix, popcorn, and 3 moon pies. That, if that doesn't get it with him, then I don't know what else to do for him.
Enough to share.
Alright, let's get on with the rest of this today. Well, as you can see, we have shifted gears. I've been waiting for the absolute perfect opportunity to try this experiment out. And no, I'm not talking about the train whistle. Been waiting for a day that was heavily overcast so I could turn on the IR filters in the daytime.
Without the rain.
Without the rain, yeah. The reason behind that is a year or so ago, using the older camera that we had, early in the morning or the last 10 or 15 minutes of daylight with the IR filters turned on, it would pick up just all kinds of crazy energetic anomalies, look like warp zones walking through the woods, shapes, everything. So we're going to try this back and forth today. We'll do some of it like this, give you some of it in the regular camera so you can compare back and forth and see. But we wanted to look at the woods while we had the opportunity in this IR spectrum. So come on, let's get with it.
All right.
I think I need to dust that old camera off and just sit out here with it and let it run like this maybe later this afternoon right before dark. That was the camera that we caught the first DVP voices on. It just seemed like it would
It's
pick
just
up
totally
all
different.
kinds of crazy stuff. The resolution as far as film quality wasn't that great on it, but it seemed like it picked up all kinds of stuff that
If we get enough, we might consider running both and just having a view of it. So we know with light spectrum, in the sunlight, obviously the UV spectrum is stronger. But in that light spectrum, the red band is the IR, and it runs all the time. It's just that you're not as cognizant of it, I guess.
And you see what I see on the ground from where you're standing?
Oh, right there. We'll have to go check it.
It's that soccer ball.
Can't miss that blue.
Anyway, let's walk up here and check that out. Isn't that the tree where she had the teddy bear at?
I think so. It's got a funny twist to it.
It's kind of almost wanting to be a trident, but not quite. There's the slinky. It's stuck up there in the tree.
Sure is, I see it.
That was back there at Skunk Island. So
Yeah, right there on the edge of it.
We were accusing Sobey of messing with it. Maybe it was one of the little ones.
Maybe.
Well, that thing's mangled up. Like fingernails or...
Well, you could put, I can barely reach. That's exactly what it looks like. If I were to stretch my fingers out.
Maybe we need to leave him some nail clippers. And there's that slinky up there.
Yeah. They seem to bond with trees in a unique way. Maybe this is one of their trees.
Alright, I'm going to switch back over to the IR and look at some more of it in that spectrum. Try to stay in kind of some of this darker cover and step out in the open, and it wants to flood it out. So looking underneath that arch to see, that's usually where we would pick up those. Looks almost like a warped watery effect.
Yeah, it seems like around the different structures we find more of those anomalies.
I'll get over there and get that other tree set up and poke around a little more. Sunlight's wanting to come out now. It's starting to make this really faded out. So anyway, we'll go get that tree done. We'll be back in just a second. I was sitting here on the bucket for a few minutes after we got this first tree done. Just kind of watching the area back there. Trying to see what that break was that I just... So we got the snack counter all going on for them here today. We've got rice cakes up at the top with Chex Mix. Got another one of those smoked sausages and their moon pies, popcorn, Vienna sausages, apples, peanut butter, sardines, a little bit of licorice candy, cereal bag that's got granola bars and cookies and trail mix and some other stuff in it. I don't know what the feeling is out here today. It's kind of like you're in that half dream state. It's just...
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's kind of hypnotic and fuzzy feeling.
like walking into a warp zone or something.
Yeah. Family feels very peaceful.
There's that cowbell.
A lot of stuff is just really changing on a dimensional level right now, and I think we're all subject to it in different ways, but things feel different or look different, or I don't know. Been seeing peakers ever since we've been out here.
The whole thing just feels like it's a bucket full of eyeballs staring at you out here today.
Yeah.
This is one of those primary arches that we picked stuff up on quite a few times before with the EMF meter and other things, so we're just going to kind of check some of these spots out with the IR as we go along back to the back. Might be a little tricky because it looks like the sun's wanting to peek out. I don't know how well it's going to show up, or if anything's going to show up. I can see in the monitor it looks almost like a aura effect around it. Well, I think the sunlight's playing against us to try that effectively. Might have to come back out here right before dark. It needs a certain amount of sunlight for it to work the way that I think it should. But
Right.
of course at nighttime all you're getting is the IR spectrum. I wanted it to have that blend of all of it with the natural daylight. Crows are going crazy back there. But for whatever reason today, it just feels like there's a bucket full of eyeballs staring at us out here.
Feels like they really want to show us a way to see them or to understand how their energetics work.
Maybe it's more like just us being able to see in the same spectrum fields as they see.
Right. So I don't feel like they really want to hide so much as just getting us on the same playing field.
Well, the thing about light and color and what your eye perceives, you're seeing a color, say green, on the leaves. That's the color that's being rejected. So that's
Right.
what shows up to our eye. If you were seeing it in a different light spectrum, it might show up as, red or blue. Everything about the way we perceive all of the colors and everything around us is just an illusion based on the light spectrums, the frequencies, and all of that affect it.
And it's not going to be the same from day to day. Although we know when we get further to the back, that's where we perceive that veil a lot of times.
Usually right in here, for whatever reason, it's like you walk through that curtain, it changes.
Everything.
Alright, let's go get that tree fixed up and we'll be back in just a minute. Alright guys, it's time to wrap this up for the day. They got their treats in all three places. Go ring the dinner bell and see what happens. Peanut butter cups and a lid.
There's an extra cup on that side. Those little ones must be going in there.
It's been moved around a little bit.
These rocks, some of the shells are in different places. I'll leave them the way they've got them.
Well, come get your lunch.
Come on, buddy.
That's crazy. Right there. And this has been a very surreal day out here.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're going to wrap it up and head back to the house. appreciate you tagging along, and we'll see you down the trail. Thanks.